Schellenberger Field, the site for a top 10 Division III lacrosse matchup featuring the number 6 Salisbury Seagulls and the home team, the number 8 Lynchburg Hornets. And we welcome you into Schellenberger Field here in Lynchburg. My name is Dave Wall, sports director for ABC 13. Happy to step behind the microphone for this top 10 matchup. Should be a good one. And as the weather turns to springtime temperatures, we get a little bit of an early season barometer on where these two teams really are. For the number 6 Salisbury Seagulls, we're used to them coming in usually as the number 1 team in the nation. Not so today, thanks to an upset loss last week to number 12 Gettysburg by the score of 12-10. But certainly their offense still seems to be in fine condition. Cross Ferreira, senior, has so far just been dominating his opponents, already putting up 20 goals throughout the first 4 games, along with 7 assists. And Salisbury's offense has really been cooking, but it's really been between Ferrara taking over a large portion of that offense. Gettysburg, however, really frustrated Salisbury, cutting their shots in half. Usually they're dominating with around 52 shots per game, as you see the stats here, and putting up over 18 goals a game as well. Gettysburg was able to hold them to just over 30 shots a game. Meanwhile, for the Lynchburg Hornets, it's been a very youthful offense, as Coach Steve Kudelka has been very pleased with how his young offensive talent has been performing so far this season. They've been able to stay into the system, according to him, not really playing above them with that youthful energy that you sometimes see out of young players. Certainly the defense, however, will have their hands full today, trying to contain, again, a very powerful Salisbury offense. Dylan Wolf with 5 goals last week in a big win up at number 12, Cabrini, where the Hornets jumped out to an 8-0 halftime lead, and a lot of that credit has to go to the goaltender Tyler Hadley, the senior, who came up with 20 shots saved out of the 27 shots on goal. He'll certainly be tested, but has a veteran defense in front of him, and if they can replicate that performance, it could be a long day for the Seagulls. But certainly the offense that Salisbury brings in is second to none in Division III lacrosse. The offense as well for Lynchburg will also have their chances. A very much more balanced offense if you look up and down the roster, with players like Wolf and Riley Mitchell all spreading the love throughout the offense. So certainly Salisbury won't be able to really focus in on one player or another. Again, it should be an exciting matchup here at Schellenberger Field. We'll get you down to the field in moments. First, LHSA was able to catch up with Kevin Rogers, who just took a championship title in the PLL with the Chrome. We have an interview with him. Let's take you to that right now.
Jumping into it with Lynchburg, obviously, I mean, extensive alumni network, a lot of value placed on, life after Lynchburg and life around, outside of just lacrosse. But yeah, I'm kind of curious just to start at the very beginning, your recruiting process to Lynchburg, first impressions of Coach K and the program, and just what ultimately drew you to Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, coming out of high school, I went to like a small public school. We had some pretty decent players on the team, and I actually played my summer ball over in Maryland for the Chesapeake Rock. And I think I was the only Division III commit on my team. Everybody else was going D1. I never really got looks at by any Division I schools. Just top Division III, and I think maybe like 1 Division II. But I visited like Cabrini, and I actually never even met the coach at Cabrini. I just kind of walked through it because I knew the area, but went over, visited a whole bunch of Division III schools, and I knew that when I stepped on foot on Lynchburg's campus, I knew this was going to be the right spot for me. Coach Kudelka, he was a coach that can, welcome anybody. And, I felt like that was a very important aspect of me going to school, like being away from parents and brothers and all that jazz. I knew this was going to be a good spot. I could see myself being very successful there with, being on the lacrosse field and off the lacrosse field as well, with the academic side. But I think the first time I actually visited Lynchburg was when my older brother, Sean, was playing at Franklin and Marshall, and they had a game on Schellenberger Field. And, that was just kind of a great time to get on campus and, see the campus, talk to Coach K, and then just tour the facilities and watch some lacrosse. So, just never highly recruited, but knew as soon as I stepped foot on Lynchburg's campus that this was the right spot for me.
Yeah, well, it's funny you bring that up. I've obviously spoken with Coach K and interviewed him a few times in the past, and one of the things that stuck out to me one of the first times I interviewed him was him kind of pinpointing Shelley as one of the premier places in his opinion to play a lacrosse game or watch a lacrosse game, not only in Division III but really across the landscape of the NCAA. And I mean, you have a unique perspective on that. You've played a bunch of different stadiums on both levels, both NCAA tournaments. So I don't know. I mean, how much do you think that holds true?
No, it definitely holds true. I mean, even some of my buddies who I play with in the pros now, and even at High Point, was like, dude, isn't your field right on the center of campus? I'm like, dude, we have the best field in Division III by far. And honestly, our Schellenberger's better than some of the Division I fields that I've played on. So it definitely speaks in that aspect. So couldn't agree more.
Well, and I'll tell you right now, I mean, I don't even have to tell you this, but that track's going to be packed come tomorrow at about 1 p.m. I can say that with some confidence because I remember 2 years ago, that was quite a spectacle. So transitioning over, into the PLL, still pretty close to its, inception. This is just the fourth year. It's kind of got some interesting, kind of kinks to it. I mean, you think about, you've got 2-point goals now that's a thing. The championship series is a little unique with the round robin and then semifinal deal. It's kind of similar to some of the soccer formats. And then the 6-on-6 championship game. Just, walk me through some of those differences, from any other level I'm assuming that you've played on. Not that you haven't, played a 6-on-6 before, but, how different has it been adjusting to some of those, unique aspects?
You learn as you go, because it's just so new. The pro game, you're always learning, but with the sixes, it's like brand new, different style of lacrosse. Everybody's with a short stick, but yeah, I mean the biggest thing is just learn as you go, figuring out the opponent, taking away those 2-point shots, and just kind of executing the game plan, and just kind of like my coach on the Chrome said, Coach Monty said, just be warriors, because this is just a game of who's tougher. And I think in the sixes that we proved that we were the tougher team and we adjusted the right way, and it came out with a championship, which was I'm still like less than a week out, and I'm still going crazy over it. It's crazy to win like an ODAC title, a SoCon title, and then I've never won professional championship, and just to cut that net down and just to celebrate the way that we did, man, it's like it's so crazy. It was so much fun.
When you come to the University of Lynchburg to earn a master's degree in athletic training, you'll spend time in the classroom, but you'll also spend a lot of time in our top-notch facilities learning from athletic trainers and working closely with our student athletes. In the Graduate Cadaver Lab, you'll learn about the human body in the best way possible by actually studying the human body. This will provide a foundation to make you a much better athletic trainer. In the athletic training laboratory, you'll get hands-on experience, practicing your skills, applying concepts from the classroom, and working with faculty on research projects. It's also where our hydrotherapy facilities are. This space is also used by students for studying and practicing skills outside of class time. In the Sports Medicine Clinic and Turner Gymnasium, you'll work with student athletes from more than 20 NCAA Division III sports teams, helping get them back to practice and into the game as soon as possible. As an athletic training student, you're a big part of the success of our sports teams and the success of the local athletic teams. We see this relationship as a win-win situation. You learn, and that helps us win.
Living the dream. USA, Mexico. That was so exciting.
Jay. Jess and I are officially on a break. The couple canoe has broken up.
How you feeling? Living the dream.
Just canoeing. That's the Mexican side behind me. The U.S. is that way.
So far, we're all still alive.
I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Woo! We did it! Kind of.
If you like being close with your professors, if you like being in small classes that help with one-on-one, if you like being in positive communities that help you train your weak points and strengthen your strong points, then the University of Lynchburg is a great place to go. You can never go wrong with the amount of help that they offer, the amount of self-sacrifice that other people will put in for you. It has a beautiful campus, it has dedicated teachers, it has nice students, it has fun activities, and it has plenty of things to do.
All right, we welcome you back to Schellenberger Field. Dave Walls here from ABC 13 filling in today as number 6 Salisbury comes in against number 8 Lynchburg in a top 10 matchup here. National anthems have just been completed. We're getting the starting lineups underway right now. Blustery day here, although Lynchburg saw a tremendous amount of rain on Friday, so hopefully warming up as the game moves along. Fans are bundled up in the stands right now and preferably seeking out sunny spots. The fans on the far side of the field who are sitting on the track probably have a bit of a warmer climate to sit in. Salisbury, of course, coming off that loss to Gettysburg last week, 12-10. We talked about it during the pregame show, where the Bullets at Gettysburg were able to really cut down the shots that Salisbury was able to get off. Usually they're averaging over 52 shots a game, some of those into the upper 60s as well, but they were able to hold them into the low 30s with Cross Ferrara getting his hat trick, but it took until the fourth quarter in order to do so. Meanwhile, for Lynchburg, spoke with head coach Steve Kudelke yesterday for a preview on ABC 13 yesterday at 6 o'clock, and he mentioned how young his offense is, but how coachable they've been throughout the early parts of the season so far. He says sometimes when you get the players with this amount of youth and the talent, they have a tendency to make those youthful mistakes, play out of their comfort zone, play outside of the system, but so far this group has not done so yet. Jake Russ, the junior, is leading the way with 8 goals so far for the Hornets, but Riley Hastings, the freshman attacker, has been a pleasant surprise. He's leading the team right now with 8 assists as well. One of the big focuses we'll be watching here, especially early going, is going to be in the face-off circle, traditionally a spot where Salisbury has made their bread and butter, producing many All-Americans out of the circle. Should be a good matchup there with Michael Kraus for Lynchburg coming in 30 and 53 on the year. Ham McPartland, a junior for the Seagulls, has been taking a majority of the work. He's won 40 of his 71. Simply put, though, Salisbury has a bigger sampling size because in those early games they kind of ran up the score a little bit. They've taken 125 face-offs so far on the year, winning 73 of them. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, Lynchburg has won 44 of their 69, so certainly the sampling size less than half of what Salisbury's had, but Lynchburg performing at a higher percentage so far this season. Well, as the lineups continue to be introduced, Tyler Hadley in goal, number 0 for the Hornets in white. A lot of pressure is going to be put on him. He responded well last time against Cabrini, throwing up the goose egg in the first half. And again, Steve Kudelka pointed to that upperclassman-led defense in front of him that's really helped take some of the pressure off and really helped contain those more powerful offenses like Cabrini that they saw last week. Certainly, if they're going to be successful against a Salisbury team, they're going to have to make sure, that the shots on goal don't get into the 50s and 60s like they're used to. A lot of those shots are going to have to be cut off or at least forced off net wide. All right, teams are meeting at midfield here at Schellenberger Field with the Lynchburg wearing the white uniforms, red helmets, black trim. Salisbury and their very familiar yellow with maroon trim. Good crowd on hand here at Schellenberger Field. Salisbury traveling well. A lot of gold and maroon has been seen around the Lynchburg area today as you're hearing some of the wind noise that is coming from outside. And again, very blustery conditions as the opening face-off gets underway here. Lynchburg going to be moving left to right on your screen. Face-off's underway and the Hornets win it. Big win up front for the Hornets and Michael Kraus, who's able to get it. And Lynchburg will take possession, but Salisbury is able to get the ball right back. So instead, it'll be the Seagulls who get the first attack of the game. So the opening face-off win for the Hornets, but quickly turned right over to Salisbury, and the Hornets will attack first. Luke Nestor with the ball, left-hand side. He'll rotate in back of the net. Looking for a passing lane being shut down, however, by Dom Zingo. Now over to the far side and back up top to Jack Dowd. Dowd working one-on-one, rolling to the right-hand side. He'll cut back at the goal line. Now looks in front. Centering pass is dropped and now stolen away nicely. Dom Zingo able to pick that one up. So Lynchburg able to hold Salisbury on their first attempt. No shot on goal allowed, and now the Hornets will bring the ball upfield. That's got to be a big confidence boost after you give the ball away so quickly to be able to get the ball right back. Quick pass up front. Now Lynchburg will set their lineup. Mitchell takes the ball out near the logo. Play called out from Steve Kudelka and his players on the bench. 50 seconds on the shot clock, and Lynchburg rotating the ball around here. Now back up top again. Dylan Wolf up there with Mitchell on his left. Mitchell looking for a lane. Said he'll bring it back to the left-hand side. Now up front to the crease. To the right of the net. Lynchburg then will now have to reset. Lynchburg so far not having a lot of success finding a lane to cut their way through the net. They're stuck outside of 25 to go on the clock. Now a slip. However, Hornets able to keep possession of the ball. Finn Schmidt able to hold on. Here's a shot and a score. So despite the slip, Lynchburg's able to get the first score of the game. They take an early 1-0 lead. Take a look at your replay here. A nice little sidewinding shot there from Dylan Wolf. He had 5 goals last week. Nice to be able to maintain your composure as you're falling down and then get off that low side hand shot there. So the Hornets take a 1-0 lead. And again, another face-off win for Lynchburg. This time they're able to hold on possession. They'll bring it all the way back to Tyler Hadley, who will play it out of his own goal. So far in the opening 2 minutes, Lynchburg's been able to kind of dictate the pace of play other than that early turnover off the first face-off. Lynchburg's able to maintain composure, not allow a shot. Now they're coming up for their second offensive possession. Finn Schmidt on the near hand side. He'll drop it in back of the net to Carter Bays. Rotating the ball around as Lynchburg completes their substitutions. 12:27 to go here, first quarter. Lynchburg's taking a 1-0 lead on a Dylan Wolf goal, his 8th of the season. 35 to go on the clock, and now Lynchburg trying to bang their way inside, turning right. Here's a shot near side, might have caught a piece of the post. Instead, it's going to go out of play. Lynchburg will keep the ball, shot clock running. Now 20 on the clock. Lynchburg tried to look for a shot. Good defense, however, applied. Not able to get it off. 15 to go on the shot clock. Lynchburg's going to have to hurry. Riley Mitchell out near center field. Working one-on-one, slicing inside. Picks up a double team with 5-4. He's going to have to hurry. Now up top, here comes the cannon. Shot off the post. Dylan Wolf rings it off the post. Shot clock resets. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Salisbury ball. So Wolf got off a good shot despite the rush of the shot clock. And the Seagulls escape that, and they'll take possession for their second trip down on the offensive side of the field. Salisbury still yet to get a shot on goal here through the first 3.5 minutes of the game. Luke Nestor now with the ball, left-hand side, looking for a slide. He's got Cross Ferrara on the middle. Now in back of the net, working left to right, was looking for a lane to maybe dive inside, holding the ball in back of the net. 4 minutes gone here in the first frame. Lynchburg up 1-0. Back up top, now in one-on-one coverage. Good defense applied that time. And now rolling through the slot, shot and score. Lynchburg took away a couple shooting angles, but they couldn't slow them down forever as Jude Brown is able to turn around and get the quick goal on net there to tie it up at 1, 4:10 in the first quarter. As you take a look here, nice quick play from behind the net. Faked the low shot and went up high into the far corner to tie this thing up at 1-1. All right, face-off's been taken now and still rolling loose. Salisbury finally picks it up there. That ball really scooted far on the turf there, giving Salisbury their first face-off win of the afternoon. So we're tied up 1-1, and Salisbury stuck in their own backfield right now trying to get the ball across the midfield line. They finally do that, but the ball loose, possibly turned over, and now Lynchburg does pick it up. Ball loose again. Midfield unable to control it. Salisbury finally able to pick it up. The Seagulls catch a break there. Bryce Bromwell picks the ball up for the Seagulls there, as Lynchburg could have had a shot at that one at midfield. Instead, Salisbury will retain possession. Nestor feeding Dowd on the left-hand side. Dowd is able to get past his defender for a moment, but Lynchburg resets and they're able to get back into position. Stutter step near the blue line, now crossing. He's got a slot opportunity there, instead rolls in back of the net with 25 to go on the shot clock. Lynchburg stays with the spin this time. Dowd from up top, he'll fire. This one goes high above the net. It'll remain Salisbury possession. 17 on the shot clock. 9:39 to go here in the first quarter. From back of the net, Ferrara takes possession. Looking to turn, doesn't have a lane now, turns near side, and he's got a shot. That one rings off the post. We'll get a reset on the shot clock, but Lynchburg's able to pick the ball back upfield. Ferrara didn't have much of a lane on that one. He was lucky to get a piece of the post in the process, but Lynchburg looking to quickly move the ball back the other way. No fast break opportunity, so instead the Hornets will go for a roster reset here. Mitchell now holds the ball as the substitutions come in place. Here comes Wolf with a man in back of him. Wolf thinks about a run up the middle, picks up a double team, loses the ball in the process, and Salisbury's able to get the turnover. Ball loose on the turf again. Mitchell putting on a good forecheck, but the Seagulls able to pick the ball up, get it out towards midfield. Still haven't crossed the line, and now they do. Wolf thought he had a lane up the middle, but instead that closed up very quickly as the Seagulls put pressure on with a double team. Were able to check the ball loose. 8:35 to go here in the first quarter. 1-1 your score. Shots on goal are even at 3-all. Joe Carrozza, the junior, with the ball, chugging along on the near side with Luke Meadows putting pressure on him. Meadows, the VES product from here in Lynchburg. Ferrara now with the ball in back of the net. Changes hands on the grip of the stick, rolling to the left-hand side with 35 on the shot clock. Ferrara holding. Thinks about a run to the crease, now looking for a pass. He'll kick it back up top. Now Salisbury has to kick it back out again as Lynchburg closes in, doesn't allow any forward momentum with 19 to go on the clock. Ball loose for a moment, picked back up. Nothing going in front of the net. Salisbury's going to have to move here quickly. Quick shot up front by Carrozza. It's going to go wide, and Lynchburg will take possession on that one. So Carrozza was able to get a little shot off, but it went well wide, and Lynchburg did a nice job of not only allowing any inside pressure, but didn't even allow a cutter inside for a one-timer possibility. So Hornets are kind of doing what we said they needed to do early, not allow any quality scoring opportunities with the exception of the one goal. Most of the Salisbury shots have been either wide or off the outside of the post, but now a turnover for Lynchburg, and the Seagulls take possession at midfield. Certainly not a team you want to give second and third chance opportunities to, as Salisbury has that kind of firepower where they can change the tone of a game in a matter of moments. I want to welcome all of you watching Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network, whether you're in Lynchburg, whether you're in Salisbury, Maryland, or anywhere in between or around the country. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. Blustery day here in Lynchburg, Virginia, but certainly drying out as rain soaked the region all day on Friday. It should be warming up nicely into the mid-60s as the ball rolls out of bounds and Lynchburg takes possession on the far side of the field. 6:30 to go here in the first. 1-1 your score. Dylan Wolf with the first tally for the Hornets. Salisbury responded a few minutes later. Hornets get the ball across midfield. Mitchell holds as both teams complete their substitutions. Now thinking about a run with Wolf cutting in front, but now he pulls it back, tells his guys, all right, hold on here a second. Play called out from the Lynchburg bench, and now the action kicking back underway. Jake Rust with the ball. Now he'll throw it behind the net. Rolling. Shot goes off the back of the net that time. Did the cross body shot here and pulled it a little bit too far to the right, so maybe not the best shot opportunity there, but Salisbury will take that ball and they'll roll back the other way, getting the ball across midfield. Evan Huffman on the far side has it. And now the Seagulls rotating the ball around Bryce Bromwell as they get some substitutions out. Bromwell to Jack Dowd. And now over to Luke Nestor again. The atmosphere for these two, exactly what you expect. They're always feisty between the Lynchburg and Salisbury crowds throughout the years here. Always been a great preseason, early season battle, I should say, as Tyler Hadley makes a beautiful save and then gets a quick outlet pass. Breaking the far side is Chris Darminio with the long stick, and here's a shot. Oh, great save and net. That time Darminio had his man, but bringing it back the other way was the goalkeeper for Salisbury. Did a great job, and ZJ Shaheen followed that ball the whole way, but still a quality scoring opportunity there for the Hornets. 4:49 to go here in the first as the wind gusts up yet again here, and fans reach up, zipper that jacket up just a little bit more. Charlie White with the ball for Salisbury, kicks it back up top to Bromwell. Bromwell still holding the ball left to right and back of the net. Thinks about a spin, now has a cutter right in front of the net, shot and score. Isaac Thrasher was able to somehow slip past his defender, turned around and had a wide open net to shoot at, was able to put it up high. Maybe not wide open, but certainly Tyler Hadley did not have much room for error here. Take a look again. Defense was just a little bit too far off his man that time, and again, Thrasher was able to turn and fire at close distance to make it a 2-1 Seagulls lead. 4:24 left to go here in the first quarter. That's for the first, maybe, I don't want to say miscommunication, but certainly the first time we've seen a Lynchburg defender not be as pressed on his man, as Thrasher was able to turn and fire with a little bit of extra room in there as well. Hornets, though, have done a nice job on the face-off circle so far. They're able to take possession here. Kraus is having a nice first quarter here. Lynchburg gets the ball across the midfield line. Now they'll turn. Finn Schmidt with the ball near side. Schmidt holds as a couple of substitutions come out. Now kicking it back up top to Ian McCarthy. McCarthy with Connor Moore to his left-hand side. He'll kick it over to Gabe Menacha. Menacha, butting helmets with his defender, picks up a double team, now rotates it around to the left-hand side. Turn, shot, and score. Beautiful leaping shot on the far left-hand side. Bounced off the far side post and then in. Don't think the goaltender got a piece of that one. Lynchburg doesn't care. They'll take the goal, tying this one up at 2 with 3:32 here. Take another look. I love this little leaping shot he takes as he just turns, one leg fires, goes off the back post, beats Shaheen low. You gotta love that one. So Riley Hastings locking that one in, the freshman. Came in with 8 assists on the day, now putting one in the goal tally column as Lynchburg ties this thing up at 2-2, and Kraus with another face-off circle win this time. And again, we've mentioned in years past, the face-off circle's been a point of pride for Salisbury. They've created so many All-American face-off winners throughout the years, and Lynchburg really, despite not having the number of face-offs that Salisbury's had so far this year, they've really been able to do a nice job so far in getting those face-off wins, which creates extra offensive opportunities. Approaching 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Lynchburg bringing the ball up. Jake Rust with Riley Mitchell to his left-hand side. Mitchell now holds. One-on-one with Wolf. Now Wolf takes it on the, drops, however, the pass. Stick checked away, but Wolf's able to pick it back up. Spins away from coverage from DeFazio. Now the ball over on the far side, going in back of the net on the right-hand side. Hastings thinks about the shot, said dumps it back off. Hastings gets the ball back again up top. 25 to go on the shot clock. Hastings spins to his left-hand side, tries to go low. Shaheen, however, tracked it nicely through a crowd. That's a tough save, and ZJ Shaheen was able to pick that one up well. 7-6, the shots on goal favoring the Seagulls, but it's a 2-2 game. Now we have a collision near midfield. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Lynchburg ball. Referee right there is the collision between the players. But the ball does go out of bounds, and Lynchburg again takes the ball here as we go under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Dylan Wolf and Riley Mitchell up top. Salisbury coach Jim Berkman not liking that call on the far hand side, letting the referee know about it. Said Finn Schmidt had a little lane there to shoot. Instead goes high over Shaheen's head, however, will remain Lynchburg ball. 42 on the shot clock, a minute 33 to go here in the first frame. Tight one-on-one coverage on the right-hand side. Working now, a nice spin move where he lost it. Ball was deflected though, never got on net. It'll go out of bounds, it'll stay Lynchburg ball. We got a shot clock reset, so nope, and we're gonna stop. I don't know if the shot clock should have reset there. There should have been about 25 on it, I believe. So the referees are looking at that right now. Yep, they're gonna reset that shot clock back down to 21. I think that one caught everyone off guard. So with a minute 13 left, we'll restart play. Lynchburg's ball. Waiting for the whistle to get back in. Now we have it. Finn Schmidt, back of the net to Hastings. Up top to Wolf with 13 on the clock. Wolf to the left-hand side, picks up the double team. Pass attempt deflected away with 7-6, running out of time. Up top to Wolf, he'll have to unleash a cannon with 2-1. Bounce shot and score. I don't know that Shaheen ever saw the shot as Wolf joined a little bit of a swagger walk there, but bounced it about 7 or 8 feet in front of him. Let's take a look at that replay because, again, from my vantage point, it looked like his stick might have gotten hit or there was some sort of contact somewhere along the line here. Hopefully we'll have that for you in a minute, but when you go back and look, again, it looked like there was some sort of contact somewhere in the middle, and I couldn't tell if his stick got hit as he was releasing the shot or maybe Shaheen was just screened. It took a funny bounce as it went into the upper 90 of the net on the right-hand side, but with 53.2 left, it's a 3-2 Lynchburg lead. 9th shot of the game leads to the 3rd goal, and now we have I think we have a face-off circle violation as Lynchburg picks it up, and indeed we do. So Salisbury's going to take over there. 48.3 to go. So the Seagulls with an opportunity here to tie up the game before we end this first frame, which has been very exciting, but yet I dare say reserved. We've seen both teams get off some good shots, have some good defensive opportunities. I don't know that we've seen the harder hitting action that we've usually seen between these two. I think these two teams may be pacing themselves a little bit. Lynchburg's defense is really not contained, but certainly calmed a more explosive Salisbury offense down here, at least through the first opening minutes. Ferraro, however, has his pass intercepted. So Lynchburg now, with 10 seconds left, is going to have to run. It's the long stick coming up from number 3. Chris Darminio, he dumps it off with 2-1. Can he get the shot off? He does, but it's a bounce shot that's going to go out of bounds, and that will end the first period of play. 10-7, your shots on goal, but it's Lynchburg who it takes a 3-2 advantage over Salisbury into the second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Division III Lacrosse on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Never think that your donation is in vain, because you're helping out hundreds of students that are just like me, who need a shot and who are getting one. Without donations, without you individuals that are helping to donate to the university and the
Second period about to get started here at Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. Dave Walls here for LHSN. Happy to step behind the microphone with you on a gorgeous looking Saturday afternoon. Yeah, a little blustery, a little windy, but we're dry. We have blue skies, much improvement over the last 24 hours. Lynchburg, as we mentioned, has been doing a nice job inside the face-off circle so far. Michael Kraus, the junior from Portland, Oregon, so far has won a majority of the face-offs. We'll get you the official numbers on that in just a moment as we start the second period of play. Hornets now going right to left, but Salisbury able to get the scoop up here. Loose ball on the field, and who gets a big collision, but it's the Seagulls who are able to pick it up. Nice job by John DeFazio, who's able to pick up that loose ball here after the collision. So Salisbury will get the first offensive opportunity. And for a team that is averaging 52 shots a game so far, Lynchburg Hornets on track with a major pre-game key to the game, only allowing the Seagulls 7 shots so far. They'll look to tie it up here on this offensive possession, down with the ball on the far hand side. Tight pressure being put on by Chris Darminio. Darminio actually knocks the ball loose and is able to get the turnover. Darminio with a great play there near the end of the first quarter, and then on the first offensive possession for Salisbury, able to get that one as well. So the Hornets and Salisbury both going through some substitutions. Now Lynchburg trying to get the ball across the midfield line, and they do so. Long pass ahead as Lynchburg now sets up their offense. Riley Hastings is on the near side, up top to Riley Mitchell. A lot of Rileys so far. Dylan Wolf now up top. He's got Finn Schmidt on the far hand side. Hastings now. Lynchburg circling the net. 35 to go on the shot clock. Now it's Mitchell. Long shot at score. Sometimes when you just feel it, you feel it. That time, you can tell Mitchell kicked it up an extra step, cycled it in the middle, saw he had a lane, and just let loose the long cannon. Take a look here again. Mitchell kicked it up a speed, and there's not a very wide lane. Shaheen had a visual sight line to it, but sometimes when the shot's moving that fast, you just don't have an opportunity. And actually, I apologize. Now in net is Nicholas Ransom, the sophomore for Salisbury. So, but still, Riley Mitchell that time letting loose the cannon. It's the Hornets now enjoying a 2-goal lead at 4-2. Face-off controlled by the Hornets. Body check that time by Salisbury, forces the ball loose, and the Seagulls are able to, well, no, ball still loose. Now we have a whistle and a stoppage of play. Salisbury had possession momentarily, and Coach Jim Berkman's able to call a timeout. So with 13-14, Seagulls will talk this one over. Riley Mitchell with a really nice scoring play that last time. To take another look as he just rolled, popped it. That one actually went a little bit low as well on the goaltender that time, but you gotta love that big forehand opportunity. And then here's the ensuing face-off, and watch this flip. Gets body check, goes out of bounds, just flips it over the left-hand shoulder in an attempt to keep it in play. I love that from Dylan Schuster, who's able to keep the ball in play. Salisbury's able to pick it back up momentarily and get the timeout. So we have 13-14 to go with about a minute left on the shot clock here. Again, hope you're enjoying this Saturday afternoon. Great top 10 matchup here as Salisbury's looking to erase the sting of that loss to Gettysburg last week. Lynchburg with the win would move to 4-0, and certainly with a win over Salisbury would find themselves moving up from their number 8 ranking on the year. Salisbury still sticking in there at number 6. All right, we're back underway. Jude Brown will bring the ball back into action for the Seagulls with Henry Marindin, excuse me. Hey, still learning the roster. My apologies, everybody. Ferrara rolling through, though. This time the ball bounces. Hadley gets a piece of it, then able to corral it. So far, Cross Ferrara has been held scoreless throughout the early goings here. Already 20 goals on the year for Ferrara through 4 games, but hasn't had much in the way of scoring opportunities. So far, that's his best one as Lynchburg gets the ball across the midfield line here. 2.5 gone in the second quarter. Hornets are up 4-2. Lynchburg setting the play right now, and they'll do so. Carter Bess out there with Riley Mitchell. Jake Rust is in front of the net. Mitchell rolls into the slot, now goes over to the far hand side. Mitchell again now goes in back of the net. Hastings around the hat. Lynchburg was looking for Dylan Wolf on the far hand side, can't contain the pass. This time Salisbury is able to just whack at it and clear it. Hadley's going to have to come out of his crease to play it, and he does so. So dangerous situation there for the Hornets. The ball rolling towards goal with a couple of attackers waiting for it. Hadley comes out, though, and was able to play and clear. So breathing a sigh of relief is the Lynchburg defense. Hornets will get a second opportunity at it now. Ian McCarthy up top with Mitchell to his left. Mitchell now controlling one-on-one. Makes his man slide on the turf. Passes blocks him, but Mitchell's able to pick it back up. Now Hastings in back of the net. Hastings rolling, finds Mitchell right-hand side. Shot up top and score. He got the pass through the crease. And then Mitchell just had lots of room and able to stop, turn, and fire here. And Lynchburg's now up 5-2 and rolling here early in the second quarter. Take another look here. That pass, I should say, from the back of the net had a lot of room to make its way up to Mitchell. Once he had it in his stick, he was determined to fire that thing, and Salisbury wasn't able to get set on the defensive end and in the net yet in order to contain the pass. So Lynchburg's right now offensively doing everything they need to do. 13-7 shots on goal. Hornets now up 5-2, 11-17 to go here in the second quarter. Face off, Lynchburg able to take it with Michael Kraus. Kraus will send it back to his own goaltender in Hadley in order to set it up as both teams go off for some substitutions. Lynchburg in a little bit of trouble now. They're going to have to get this ball across here, and no, they're not able to do so. Runs out of time in order to get the ball across midfield. That's the first real defensive win we've seen from the Seagulls here, especially at the midfield area so far in this second quarter. Big second chance here for Salisbury to cut into the deficit, which currently sits at 5-2. Dowd for Salisbury to Bromwell. Near hand side for Nestor. Nestor controlling the ball left to right, being worked on by Chip Quinn. Nestor picks up a screen, tries to roll through the slot, but Lynchburg picks him up well. No room to move on the near hand side. Nestor's going to have to kick it back out. The Hornets bench loving that one, to 40 on the shot clock. Salisbury cannot find any room right now in the middle for any increased action, and looking a little frustrated in the process, but Cross Ferrara's got a cannon. He's got the ball far hand side with 25 on the clock. Lynchburg, however, still picking him up, and every spin so far has not worked. 19 now. Ferrara just being worked on, tries to bounce one in through the crease. Goes wide, never really gets on net, but the referees say it remains Salisbury ball. 13 on the shot clock, 9:44 to go in quarter number 2. Running out of time. Here's a low shot that goes wide. Again, Salisbury ball, but with only 5 on the clock. Seagulls will have to hurry. 4, 3, 2, turning and firing, and a score. Oh, backbreaker. Salisbury needed that one. And Jude Brown, with 1 on the shot clock, is able to throw it low. Tough angle shot, but it goes in, and it's now 5-3. Those are the ones as a defense you want back a little bit, but give Salisbury credit. Fake the high shot. Hadley had to commit to it, then tosses it low side and is able to get that one in the net. Just 9 shots so far for Salisbury. They've converted 3 of them. 2-goal deficit with 9.5 to go. Face off at midfield. Ball still loose. Hornets now do pick it up, and they're able to get it across. Great work from Darminio to get that one across and avoid the pressure. That allows both teams to go off for some substitutions. Feel bad for Tyler Hadley on that one with just a couple seconds left. Committed to the ball and saw it, but Seagulls made a great fake and were able to create themselves a scoring opportunity when it looked like none existed. .45 on the shot clock. Lynchburg with the ball far hand side. Connor Moore and Ian McCarthy with the ball up top. Now in back of the net. Good pressure being applied. Bouncing his way in. Shot at a score. Carter Bez did not shy away from the contact that time. If anything, Best really that time initiated the contact, was able to push his man back a little bit. And as you take a look there, you just saw that extra space he was able to create, gave him just enough opportunity to get a tough angle shot into the net. You know, I come from a background of actually calling the National Lacrosse League an indoor box lacrosse, where you see much more of that physical style. In fact, former Salisbury great Jake Berkey knows a lot about that. That reminded me of a big offensive type of play you would see in box lacrosse, where you get that physical offensive play, and that's what Carter Best was able to do there. Face-off violation as we start, so Lynchburg will take over here with 8:21 to go before the half. 6-3 Hornets. Shots on goal 14-9 so far in favor of Lynchburg. And excuse me, my apologies, I got my sides mixed up. It was actually a face-off violation on Lynchburg, so Salisbury does take over. So the Seagulls look for an answer. Charlie White on the far-hand side. White picks up a screen this time. Now he's got a little room to move. White, however, shot deflected, never gets in on net. Henry Marinden stood in front of that shot. Ball still loose, however, picked up by the Seagulls. They've got it with 35 on the clock. Jeremiah Stafford with the ball. Looks for a turn, said he's got tight defense. Now flags fly, we'll get a delayed call against Lynchburg. Extra opportunity, and there's a shot and score, and one Hadley definitely wants back. Got a piece of it, I believe, but still on the extra attacker there, Salisbury able to get it and bring this one within 2. It's 6-4.
Goal scored for Salisbury, number 8, Josh Sanchez.
So it's Josh Sanchez on the far-hand side. As you take another look at the replay, good defense put on. The stick got up high into the helmet, so as the flags fly, the shot goes off, and can't see it there. I think Hadley did get a little piece of it, either with his stick or his arm, but it wasn't enough, as it's able to ring off the post and bounce back in. And now Lynchburg is actually going to go a man down for a minute here. So Salisbury with a golden opportunity to possibly pick up a second goal here and get this one back within 1. So a crucial face-off for Lynchburg. That a win, you kill off the penalty, you don't, and then it's the man-up situation for the Seagulls. Lynchburg trying to corral the ball in. Good stick work being put on by Salisbury. Now ball played over to Hadley. Hadley scoots it out of danger. Boy, tremendous work that time by Michael Kraus. Had that thing bounce in and out of his stick 3 or 4 times, thanks to some great pressure put on by Salisbury, but able to kick it over to Hadley, and now an opportunity shorthand on the far-hand side, but a whistle stops play beforehand. Steve Kudelka calls time out. Darminia was thinking about the shorty on the far-hand side there before he got a little too anxious. Kudelka calls the timeout. They'll look to burn off the rest of this man-down situation here. So with 6:57 to go, both teams talk this one over. 6-4 is your score. Shots on goal, 14-11 in favor of the Hornets. Kraus has really been, I think, the story, really the momentum changer so far for Lynchburg, as Kudelka fired up in front of his squad right now. Those face-off wins have been really a dominating tale here in the first half, as Salisbury's gotten a couple here in the second, but Kraus's work inside the circle has really helped the Hornets get a lot of early scoring opportunities, second chance opportunities, and done a great job. On the other side of the net, give credit to Salisbury. Nicholas Ransom has done a decent job coming in this second frame. Hasn't officially made a save yet, but he has done a nice job here coming in relief for CJ Shaheen. Jude Brown of 2 goals for Salisbury. Sanchez and Thrasher both have 1. At the moment, Cross Ferrara held scoreless. He does have 3 shots on net, but so far nothing to show for it. For Lynchburg so far, Riley Mitchell and Dylan Wolf both with 2 goals. Hastings and Bez each with 1. Tyler Hadley has 4 saves in the early going. So Lynchburg takes over. They're still killing off a man down situation here. For about, another 20 seconds or so. Mitchell will just hold the ball rolling around here with near 6.5 to go before the half, waiting for the release. Counting down the final 5 seconds now. Mitchell did a nice job of avoiding the pressure, and now the man down situation's killed off, so Lynchburg avoids any danger there. Now with 20, the Hornets will try to get something going quickly here. Jake Russ with the ball, looks for the low shot, and it scores. Call it the peekaboo shot, if you will. Rust had the ball, kind of tilted his head low almost to see, if he had a little angle there on the low-hand side, he did, and burned a hole through the turf, but he's able to get that one in to extend the lead back up to 7-4. Look at the way he kind of tilts his head down here a little bit. Does he have it? The sidearm shot, and he does. That thing went low, left or right. In net, and now ZJ Shaheen is going to come back in net for the Seagulls. So after coming out for a stretch, Shaheen comes back in for Nicholas Ransom, who failed to record a save but did allow 3 goals. Face-off violation right away, so Salisbury will take over here, down 3 goals with 6 minutes to go before the half. Still very much a game. Doesn't look like the normal Salisbury game, however you would see, with much more offensive pressure and more physical play up front that we've seen so far throughout their first 4 games. Lynchburg has really kind of corralled them in a little bit more than what they're used to. Now the ball loose on the turf after Jude Brown slipped on it. Ball loose and Lynchburg takes over. It's almost an unforced error that time from the Seagulls. Haven't seen anyone really complain about a wet turf as Mitchell takes it on the fast break. Goes low to high for the far hand side, just misses the net. Lynchburg, however, gets the ball still with a minute left on the shot clock. After all the rain the Lynchburg area had yesterday, you had to wonder what sort of condition the field would be. But so far, grip with the cleats or with the sneakers does not seem to be an issue so far. That's the first real slip that's been noticeable so far. Russ with the ball, tries a bounce shot. Shaheen is able to stay with that one. Nice job, that was a tough one. But now loose ball picked up, shot and a score. Shaheen made the initial save, however Salisbury failed to pick it up. Or if they were in the process of it, got stick checked away, we'll have to take another look. But right there to pick it up, Carter Bez notches his second of the game. So take another look here as the ball's loose. Bez, man on the spot, picks it up, throws it up and in. 2 errors by Salisbury, one on the offensive end and then not able to clear the ball on the defensive end leads to a Lynchburg goal. And right now the Hornets all rolling their way, doubling up the Seagulls 8-4. Still 4:57 to go before the half. Ball loose, Kraus is able to pick it up. Plenty of stick checks on him. Lynchburg cycles it back over to Hadley, and Hadley has not seen a lot of pressure. Salisbury's had their 4 goals, but a lot of their shots have been outside or maybe last second at the shot clock. He hasn't seen a lot of increased action so far, and Steve Kudelka's going to have to be pleased when he looks back at the video of that first half for him. Hornets get their final substitutions out. Now they'll roll forward to 50 to go on the shot clock. Spin move by Russ makes his man fall. Far side shot and a score. Dylan Wolf pumped up. Mitchell celebrating with him. A lot to like on that one as Lynchburg makes a man fall. Basketball terms, it breaking the ankles a little bit. Watch right here, Rust. Nice moves there, catches him off guard, throws over to Wolf on the right-hand side, and Wolf corks one. And Salisbury's going to have to call timeout and talk this thing over. Hornets sideline on the far side. The fans are pumped up right now. You wouldn't know it's a blustery, windy day as they're keeping themselves warmed up with clapping right now. Timeout on the field of 4:17 left here in the first half. We're going to take a quick timeout. You're watching Division III Lacrosse on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Lynchburg really stood out for me just because of the way it treated its students. They really do make an effort here. And I've learned that over my 4 years is that they actually do try to listen to what the student body wants, and they try to act on that. They don't really just give you a piece of paper here to then go off and do your own thing. They actually prepare you to like work with different populations, which is what the world is all about. It's just working with people that are different than you. They genuinely care that everyone has the ability to go off into the world and make a difference with whatever they like. For me, that's just being basically in a room with someone helping them achieve their first goal of, I don't know, doing a pull-up. I actually do believe they want you to do the best you can to change someone's life for the better. You can be anyone here, which I think is really cool. But regardless of who you are here, they will make sure you don't fall through the cracks, which is awesome. I have realized that I've never felt lost here. I will not regret ever coming here, that's for sure. So I'm very glad that I came here. Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
Face-off underway as we resume action. 4:15 to go here before the half, and right now all Lynchburg as Michael Kraus tries to go for the face-off goal, taking it all the way. The shot goes out of bounds, and Salisbury closer to the out-of-bounds line, so they'll take over possession here as we now roll under 4 minutes to go before the break. Plenty of things to talk about at the half, so what's been working, what hasn't for both squads. We'll look into that, take a look at the stats as well. Shots on goal right now, 20-12 in favor of the Hornets. Seagulls going for some substitutions, and now they've got their lineup set. Bromwell takes possession near hand side. Gets past his defender one-on-one, now looking for a run, so he'll kick back up to Dowd, far hand side to Nestor. Nestor bounce shot, scores. Just what the doctor ordered that time. Quick ball movement on the far hand side, and something we haven't seen Salisbury get a lot of today is runs closer to the net. They're able to do so here to kick it back to a 4-goal deficit, as it's Luke Nestor who's able to bounce that one in. Good work also from Dowd, and Bromwell able to quickly rotate that ball around. So just like that, Salisbury is able to get back within 4. Still plenty of time here in this first half to tighten up the deficit, 3:21 remaining. And now a face-off win. Salisbury trying to take this momentum and tally up a few more here before the half. And McPartland getting the job done in the face-off circle there for the Seagulls. Now Bromwell will take it near hand side, setting up one-on-one pressure this time. And now Bromwell makes his man fall down. Dowd over to Nestor. Far hand side, Nestor thinks about the shot and said rolls back towards center. Gets a little room and a score. Back-to-back goals, Luke Nestor. And for the first time this afternoon, the Salisbury sideline getting a little bit pumped up. 2:46 to play. It's suddenly a 3-goal deficit. The momentum has definitely shifted here in the last minute and a half. Remember earlier I said that this didn't feel like a Salisbury game, a quieter sideline, not as much high-scoring action, physical play. Certainly the last 90 seconds has turned that around, as again another face-off win for the Seagulls. They pick up the loose ball. They're all the way and back by their own net. Lynchburg giving chase, but Salisbury's going to be able to get this ball across the midfield line. 2:20 to go. Shots on goal are only 20-14 in favor of Lynchburg, but it's a 3-goal deficit for the Seagulls. Lynchburg leading 9-6. Here comes Bromwell with room to run on the near hand side. Lynchburg picks him up, back up top to Dowd. Dowd has a forecheck put on him. He'll have to turn around and reset here. Picks up Bromwell again near side. Tries turning, no room at the end for him. Instead he'll go back of the net. Tries a low shot that goes wide of Hadley. Out of bounds. Waiting for a signal. It is going to be Salisbury ball. 32 on the shot clock, 1:55 to go before the half. Jude Brown looks for a screen from Ferrara, now over to Nestor, who kicks it off the post. Oh, Nestor had his man beat with a nice little stick fake there. Ball rolling out towards midfield. Dowd able to just keep it out there. And now big forecheck put on Lynchburg. Tried to put some defense on, and Dowd bowled his man over. Shot goes wide. They did get a shot clock reset in the play, so there's 50 on the shot clock, a minute 28 to go before the half. Dowd with a big check, that time on Dylan Schuster. Schuster didn't really have position for momentum, and now Lynchburg will call timeout here. A minute 28 to go. Hornets trying to, looking for a way to stop the tide. They'll talk about it here as Salisbury's sideline, as we were mentioning, finally coming alive. You know, Salisbury brought a pretty decent crowd all the way from the Eastern Shore with them, but they'd been quiet for most of this first half. But now the Seagull faithful, who have made the, let's see, what, about 5.5 hour drive or so from Salisbury. I'm from the Delaware area, so I don't have to make that commute from the beaches to Lynchburg very often, but certainly not a short trip. They're finally getting their money's worth here as the Hornets have, while jumped out to a nice lead, the Seagulls have certainly given them an opportunity. One of the things Steve Kudelka had really been pointing to in practice all week was not allowing that interior pressure. Salisbury has been very good so far in the early goings of really banging their way inside, creating those up-close moments where they can catch a defenseman, catch a goaltender off guard, and put them out of position for an easy goal. That's something until the last 4 minutes or so that Lynchburg really hadn't allowed much of so far today, but back-to-back goals by Luke Nestor, the 6'2" senior from James Bennett High School, not too far away from the campus down in Salisbury. All right, we resume action with about 35 seconds or so between shot clock and game clock. Cross Ferrara, far hand side. Nearly walks into the crease, but goes in back of the net. Looking for some room. Ferrara turns, goes low on Hadley. Hadley's got the ball and the save. Well, Ferrara's best opportunity of the game so far as he was right in front of Hadley, but the netminder was able to track the ball well, and then even after a couple poke check attempts to knock the ball away, Hadley's able to get the stick on it for the save. 45 to go before the half. Shot clock irrelevant at this point. Hornets can hold for the last scoring opportunity. It's Mitchell with Dylan Wolf. Wolf with the ball, now far hand side and back of the net. .23 to go before the half. Lynchburg holding. Rolling up top, now going far side. 15 to go now. Riley Mitchell over to Rust. Rust was looking for the shot. It was well wide, but here's a shot and a score. Dylan Wolf there to pick up the rebound, and he's able to fire it in. 7.3 on the clock. Big first half for Dylan Wolf. As Rust's shot was well wide, but it just kicked right into the stick of Wolf. Takes one step and fires it in. Bit of a backbreaker whenever you give up a goal in the last waning seconds of a half there. Lynchburg needed that one, however, to get some positive energy going their way. Even with a 4-goal deficit, it really didn't feel like things were going their way here in the last 5 minutes. 3-2, the ball's not going to be able to pick up in time, and that's going to end things here for the first half. Shots on goal, 22 to 18 in favor of the Lynchburg Hornets. Dylan Wolf's big first half propels the Hornets to a 4-goal lead. The number 8 Hornets 10, the number 6 Salisbury Seagulls 6. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a few moments. You're watching Division III Lacrosse on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
The biggest thing that I've taken from Westover is probably my interactions with faculty. I started working with Dr. Fryer. He's always available for help, and he makes sure that I get to do the experiments and not just be there while he does them. I didn't want to limit myself when I came here to just taking the prereqs for med school. I wanted to get a full, well-rounded education, and I definitely found that in the Westover program. It's given me the opportunity to keep playing soccer at a competitive level, but also it's given me the ability to be a student and to pursue other activities such as EMS. 100% do Westover because it's not something they're going to regret, and it's going to be a lot of work, but so is everything else. It's just going to help build their education that they've already had and make them a better person for it.
I am a first-generation college student. I applied to 16 universities, and I actually had decided on going to a different university. But, doing, FAFSA and everything on my own, and the need for good credit with the Parent Plus loan and everything like that, my plans kind of fell through. I just couldn't give up hope. So I'm wrestling through this like shoebox I have full of like acceptance letters and financial aid letters. And I got my financial aid reward letter, and I also received scholarships from the school, and it was, the most affordable for me. They were excited to work with me. Financial aid really helped me out a lot with getting that situated. And I've just considered it a blessing ever since to go from 1 week not knowing whether or not I had to stay home for a year, and then the next week, knowing that this is where I'm going. It was meant to be, and obviously I consider this place my home, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Never think that your donation is in vain, because you're helping out hundreds of students that are just like me, who need a shot and who are getting one without donations, without you individuals that are helping to donate to the university and the Lynchburg Fund. There would be no student body president, Davion Washington. There'd probably be I'm stuck at home, Davion Washington. And so there's a lot to be thankful for, and it's definitely the people that donate. And like I said, not only is your donation building leaders, but it's building leaders like myself and others that will hopefully want to pay it forward one day and do the same thing. I know for a fact that, you know, when I have it, because I will, I want to give back to this university that provided me a home for 4 years.
Halftime still here at Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. The number 8 Lynchburg Hornets 10, the number 6 Salisbury Seagulls 6. Dave Walls here filling in on LHSN this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful day. Let's run through some of the first half stats and thoughts here. Right now, Lynchburg is winning most of the offensive categories, 22-18, your shots on goal. The one that stood out to me so far has been the face-off play of Michael Kraus. He's won 12 of the 18 face-offs in the circle, and that's really led to a lot of great opportunities. There's also been a ground ball machine, picking up 8 of those as well. A lot of those face-offs had to come. They weren't necessarily the cleanest, but he'd have to run back and avoid a lot of stick check work. And if you look at Lynchburg's stats on the screen there, 12 of 12 on your clears. Lynchburg has done a great job also limiting themselves on turnovers. And a lot of those Salisbury shots, they have 18, but only 11 of them have been on net. Tyler Hadley has had great work in front of him on defense. As we go through some of these stats, it's been a big afternoon so far for players like Riley Mitchell for Lynchburg of 2 goals. Dylan Wolf has had himself a day so far already. 4 goals for number 55 for the Hornets on the day. Also, Jake Rust with a tally, and Carter Bez also with 2 goals for the Hornets. Salisbury made up a little ground there thanks to back-to-back goals from Luke Nestor. Also Jude Brown with 2 goals as well. But really they've been having problems in net with ZJ Shaheen getting pulled and coming back in after Nicholas Ransom allowed 3 goals and no saves there in the second quarter. But really, you look here, there's a nice goal there by Riley Hastings on the turn of the one-hand shot. Here's Mitchell, who had a couple of cannons from midway through the slot there, and he's had a tremendous afternoon so far. And again, we talked about the face-off circle work here. Look at this great job having to stay with this thing, and Kraus had to avoid 3 or 4 stick checks before, but he's able to get that one, and then Lynchburg gets the clear. Nestor, however, gets Salisbury back in this game, those back-to-back tallies in the final 5 minutes of the half. But then right before we go to break, this shot here after a Rust shot goes wide, Dylan Wolf able to pick it up, put it back in for his 4th goal of the game. About 90 seconds to go before the half. We'll take one final break. Lynchburg's up 10-6 over Salisbury. You're watching Division III Lacrosse on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Living the dream. USA, Mexico. That was so exciting.
Today's a rough day. Jess and I are officially on a break. The couple canoe has broken up.
How you feeling? Living the dream.
Just canoeing. That's the Mexican side behind me. The U.S. is that way.
So far, we're all still alive.
I really want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Second half now underway for Lynchburg and Salisbury here from Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. Dave Walls, Sports Director, ABC 13, filling in on the call today. Hope you are enjoying your Saturday. As we get underway, loose ball violation. Salisbury will take possession with a minute on the shot clock. Actually, we get a full reset on the shot clock. During the half, talking things over, so Coach Steve Kudelka visited him in practice earlier this week, and one of the major things we had talked about was planning for the Seagulls. One of the things, again, they love to do is get that inside pressure. You know, they love to bang things out, create some room inside. And Luke Nestor here, who has the ball, was able to do that in the last 5 minutes, getting some nice 2 goals there right before the break to get the Seagulls kind of back in this one. But for the most part today, Lynchburg has done a nice job of not allowing a lot of shots and not allowing a lot of quality scoring opportunities down low. Seagulls trying to make a run on it here. This one goes off the top crossbar, and Lynchburg's able to pick that one up. Not a bad shot, just went a little bit high on Hadley that time, and Lynchburg takes over. And for a team averaging around 52 shots a game right now, Salisbury still stuck below 20 as we begin the second half of play. Final substitutions finishing up now for both sides as the Hornets have the ball here, minute and a half into the third quarter. Hornets at the back of the ball in back of the net. Jake Rust with it right now. Finds a man breaking. Shot goes low, but Lynchburg right there to pick it up before it goes out of bounds, so they'll keep the ball moving around. Shot, and does it get in? Yes, it does. Didn't see the initial call, but believe that was Wolf again. If it is, it's number 5 on the afternoon. Pushing it back up to a 5-goal lead, and yes, it is Wolf. Take a look here. Yeah, Wolf just didn't hesitate. He got the ball, quick stick back the other way, and he's able to fire it. And also give credit to Lynchburg as the initial shot goes wide, but instead of letting that ball go out of bounds, the man in back of the net was able to get the stick on it, keep the ball moving, and didn't take but a few more seconds to get a quality shot off the other way. Whistle stops play after the face-off, and the back official is the one who blows the whistle, and it's going to be Salisbury ball, whatever the case was, some sort of skirmish behind the play. Lynchburg's called for it, so the Seagulls will take possession. Run on the far hand side doesn't work, so they'll go left and right and back of the net. Now a turn and a fire. Hadley with a nice sliding stop to his knees that time. Big check, meanwhile, put on by Lynchburg's Henry Merindon. Bryce Bromwell tried to find room on the right-hand side of the net, and Merindon said, "No, sir, not for you." However, Salisbury still keeps the possession with 40 on the shot clock. Into the slot for Salisbury. Hadley's able to stay with it and get a piece of it for the save. That shot that time by Isaac Thrasher had the right idea, but Hadley was able to kind of shrug a shoulder and get his body in position. Now it's Darminio with the long stick, able to swing his way in, and now makes a break for it up the center of the field. Bounce shot attempt goes high over that. In fact, over the protective screening, that one's going to be on Lakeside Drive before you know. In fact, if anybody from the Lynchburg softball team is practicing, maybe you could shoot that one back up here. Hornets, however, will keep possession. 45 to go on the shot clock here. We're already 3.5 into the third quarter. Rust holding the ball back of the net. Now he'll roll to the right-hand side. Mitchell holding. Now back low to Rust. He'll cycle it around. Holding it. Up top to Rust, to Wolf. Left-hand shots. This time, Shaheen able to track it. Beautiful one. He had to move right to left and dive low at the same time. That's a quality save. Ball still loose. Hornets had it for a moment, but then Seagulls pick it up. That's a big save from ZJ Shaheen when they needed that one. Seagulls pick it back up as it's John DeFazio bringing the ball back up across the midfield line. Dowd will quickly roll in for Salisbury now, across field to Bromwell, who shoots it low and scores. A little bit of miscommunication on the Lynchburg defense. You see some players talking to each other afterwards saying, "I thought you had him, I thought you had this slot." In the end, it doesn't matter, as it's Bryce Bromwell who's able to get the shot. Just turned and fired and caught the Lynchburg defense kind of resting on their heels a little bit, something you can't do against this Salisbury offense. Seagulls get one back, 4:21 deep into quarter number 3. Shots on goal have tightened up a little bit, 26-22, but still far below the normal output we'd see from, honestly, both of these teams. But Still a long way to go here in quarter number 3. Lynchburg finally picks up the loose ball off the face-off as Darminio clears it back to his defense, and both sides will go off for their substitutions. Great crowd on hand here at Schellenberger Field as the temperature has warmed up a little bit, and more importantly, the wind gusts have died down. Fans in the first quarter, let's be honest, even though the temperatures were close to 60, it did not feel like it as we began this contest. Lynchburg drops the ball, however, unforced error here on the offensive end, and that's a turnover to Salisbury. Another momentary lapse there as Seagulls will try to make a break for it here. Brady Mancha bringing the ball up across the timeline. And now he'll kick it back up top to Bromwell. A few more substitutions for the Seagulls. Nestor with the ball. Nestor looking for a play. He's got it. Thought he had a screen, but instead the ball poked loose by the Lynchburg long stick there. Still plenty of time as Bromwell's got a lane here. Now turns back towards the middle. Up top to Ferrara. Looking for a screen now in back of the net. That falls apart. 30 to go on the shot clock. Now rolling, looking for a cutting man up front in Nestor. However, that shot tipped away by Hadley. I think out of the corner of his eye, Hadley saw a man breaking through the lane, was able to track that one. Ball loose, goes out of bounds, and it'll be a ball turned over to Lynchburg. 8:52 here to go in quarter number 3. Hornets holding on to an 11-7 lead as Lynchburg really took over in the second quarter. It was only a late run by Nestor that really pulled this thing closer into a into a 3-4 goal game at the half. However, Lynchburg gets the ball across midfield but turns it right back over, and now a fast break the other way. Salisbury was looking for a pass up front that time to Jude Brown. However, he can't control it. Ball rolls out of bounds, and it'll be Lynchburg Hornets ball. So Lynchburg catching a break there after turning the ball over at midfield. Salisbury thought they had eyes on a fast break, but could not pull it off. Ball, however, dropped at midfield there after a stick check. Salisbury might have gotten away with crossing over there and picking the ball up on the other side of the field, but they'll run with it, and there's a shot at a score. You were not going to keep Cross Ferrara off the board today, but it took until 8:05 to go in quarter number 3 before he finally gets his first tally. It's a big one too, as it's now a 3-goal game at 11-8. Didn't take much for him either. He was able to just get a nice little run on the far hand side and put it into the back of the net. Ferrara's got to be breathing a sigh of relief as he's been stifled for most of this game.
Salisbury goals for number 22, Klaus Ferrara.
So now crucial face-off at midfield. Kraus pokes it loose, and the Hornets with a quick work to pick it back up. Fast breaking the other way. Shot and a score. Textbook face-off work from Lynchburg, able to poke it loose, pick it back up, and on the far-hand side, Cole Nestor, I believe, or was it Hastings? I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to have to look at it here in just a moment, but regardless, it's a 12-8 game, and it is Hastings. My apologies, but take a look here from face-off. And it is 33 who actually picks it up in. Cole Nestor feeds it over to Hastings for the nice goal there. $7:57 to go here in the third. 12-8 your score. Salisbury has the ball on the far-hand side as they hold for substitutions here. Shots on goal right now favoring the Hornets 27-24. 4-goal advantage so far here with still about a quarter and a half to play. Seagulls looking for room up the middle. They find none. Now hold it over on the far-hand side. It's Charlie White with the ball. White running in, rings it off the top corner and scores. That's a beauty of a goal that time by Salisbury. Tough angle as well. White held it up top. Threw a little fake in there, I believe, and then was able to ring it into the far side corner. Really nice job. Take a look here. Just White holds it. Sees he's got a lane on the goal line here, and then just goes far side. Hadley thought he had a line on it, but White was able to just get it into that far side corner there to make it a 3-goal game once again. White trying to get his bench fired up as he comes back over the sideline. Face-off violation off the bat, and the Seagulls will take it now. With 7 to go here in quarter number 3. As much as the momentum has been more on the side of Lynchburg throughout the game, this is still just a 3-goal game here with quarter and a half to go, so plenty of time for both sides to determine the outcome. Salisbury. Ferrara's up top and now near side to Jude Brown. Brown rolling, spinning, looking for a man to feed to, can find none. Still holding now, got one-on-one coverage. Now thinks about a spin inside, and he does. Brown threw in about 3 spins. The third one finally works, and he found himself with just enough stick work to work inside, and no lead is safe against the Seagulls. They make it a 2-goal game now. As he held, fade the right, and then turned, and then just launched it. Hadley wishing he had that one back, but that was a great effort from the Seagulls that time. A great individual effort that time from Jude Brown. Face-off tipped away, but Lynchburg's going to be able to pick it back up. Dangerous near their own net, but Dom Zingo was able to clear it, and he'll get it across midfield. The long stick running with the ball, finds his man down near the goal line, and now he'll hold his subs come back out. Schmidt to Wolf. Wolf with 5 already on the day. Lynchburg now looking to slow things down a little bit and hopefully get a little momentum back on their side of the ball. Far-hand side to Hastings. He'll send it back up top to Wolf. However, the pass back to Hastings intercepted. Great long stick work that time by DeFazio for the Seagulls, and they'll take over possession, go back the other way. Lynchburg got a little bit too comfortable going back and forth, and DeFazio read it perfectly, got the long stick in there, was able to break it up. Approaching 5 minutes to go in quarter number 3, a slim 2-goal advantage, as close as it's been for some time. However, Salisbury pass goes a little bit high and wide. Here comes here comes Darminio with the long stick now. He's going to run it himself. Now goes for a pass on the far side. It's tipped away, and Salisbury now runs it back. Darminio had a great run with the long stick, just had nowhere to go. His lane closed up in the middle when he tried to pass it. Seagulls were able to get a stick on it and bring it back the other way. So Salisbury catches a break there thanks to some great work. Dowd over to White. White near side. Thinks about a shot now, holds it back. He'll toss it off to Jude Brown. Brown slowly rolling, now picks up his pace. Thinks about a turn and said he'll kick it back up top to Bromwell. Bromwell over to Dowd. 33 on the shot clock. Dowd looking for a screen, can't find it, goes far side to Bromwell. Low shot. Hadley got a piece of it and goes wide, so we get a reset on the clock, and this one's shot will go out of bounds. Diving Lynchburg player, not close enough. Bromwell there to help keep possession. 3:40 to go here in quarter number 3. 2-goal advantage for Lynchburg at 12-10. Dowd will go far side this time over to White. White now holds it back to Dowd. Thinks about a run with a left-hand shot. He gets it, saved there. 60-second shot clock back up on top. Now to Farrar, who's only had one on the day so far for the Seagulls. Awkward pass, but it connects back over to White now, far side. He rolls through a double team. Again, a nice save from Hadley that time. Ball goes out of bounds. So Salisbury getting 3 and 4 opportunities here. Not what you want for the Hornets, but the Seagulls able to get the shot. Even if it does go in, they're getting 3 and 4 opportunities now, and eventually one of those is going to kick in. Dowd near side finds one-on-one coverage. However, resets. Shooting lane goes away, so he'll hold. Plenty of time on the clock. This time, Hadley may have gotten a piece of the bounce shot. He did. Ball goes out of bounds on a reset. The Hornets on the field saying that he didn't get any contact. Now some whistles. Stop play. Actually, I think the near side official is going to say there was no contact made. Usually players will tell you if they can kind of tell if there's some contact or not. I thought I may have heard a stick, but of course I'm all the way up in the broadcast booth, so I couldn't quite tell. But so instead of 60, they'll put 40 on the clock. Salisbury resumes possession. Low shot that time. Hadley had it the whole way. So Tyler Hadley's had his hands full here in quarter number 3, but comes up with a nice low save that time. Shots on goal, thanks to that possession, have actually shifted in favor of the Seagulls, 31-27, but it remains a 2-goal Lynchburg lead of 2:20 to go here in period number 3. Mitchell to Wolf. Lynchburg finishing up their last substitution now. Play is now in. Finn Schmidt near side, now up top to Wolf. Bounces off a defender, looked for Mitchell on the far side, intercepted, and now here come the Seagulls on a rush to Fazio. He broke it up, he still got it, now goes down low. Salisbury thinks about the odd man rush and said they'll pull it back up and they'll take possession. Again, DeFazio's had 2 or 3 of those here in quarter number 3 where he's been able to read a pass and knock it down or intercept it. Great work there by the junior from Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. Good screen that time by Salisbury, finding some room now right in front of the net. However, Lynchburg able to knock that ball down. Hadley's able to get it into, boy, that was a tremendous opportunity for Salisbury that time. The one thing Lynchburg's really been able to do is keep that down low pressure, that point blank shot away from Salisbury. They had it there, but Hadley was equal to the challenge. 1 minute remaining in the period. Lynchburg about a second or so differential between the shot clock and game clock. Lynchburg can technically hold for last possession here if they want to, leading at 12-10. A win here would put Lynchburg up to 4-0 on the season and certainly take them up from the number 8 ranking. Salisbury sitting at number 6 after their last game loss to Gettysburg by 12-10. Now 30 seconds ago, and again, shot clock and game clock pretty much even, so the Hornets will try to run some of that off and get a good scoring opportunity here. However, the pass broken up again, and Salisbury able to pick it back up with 19 to go. Now here's a fast break the other way for the Seagulls. James Gilfin was able to break that one up for the Gulls with 7-6. Down with the ball, runs far side. Easy save though for Hadley, and he'll just wing that thing halfway down Lakeside Drive, and that will end period number 3. Shots on goal, 33-27. The Seagulls able to close the gap somewhat, but as we enter quarter number 4, it's the Lynchburg Hornets 12 and the Salisbury Seagulls 10. We'll be back with the final frame in just a moment. You're watching Division III Lacrosse on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
Living the dream. USA, Mexico. That was so exciting.
Quarter number 4 about to get underway here at Schellenberger Field in Lynchburg, Virginia. Dave Walls, Sports Director at ABC 13, filling in for you on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Happy Saturday, everybody. Busy day locally in sports with both Virginia and Virginia Tech hosting their regular season basketball finales, but the crowd here in Lynchburg all focused on the Hornets as they cling to a 12-10 lead over the 6th-ranked Salisbury Seagulls. Lynchburg has done what they've needed to do to hold this lead as we're back underway. Winning the face-off, Michael Kraus with another one for the Hornets. That's his 15th win of the afternoon. Hornets will get a little help from the long stick getting the ball across midfield. Shots on goal do favor Salisbury right now, 33-27. In fact, Salisbury has technically had more shots on goal, but Lynchburg has done more with their 16 shots, plating 12 of them on their side of the field. Turnovers have been a bit of an issue for the Hornets, especially there in the third period, with the Seagulls able to get a couple long sticks in there to break things up and create some opportunities the other way. Hornets have turned the ball over 11 times to Salisbury's 8. Dylan Wolf with the ball for Lynchburg. He's got 5 already on the afternoon. Far side shot. Did that go in? Or did it go off the side of the net? Regardless, plays continuing, and Salisbury steps in front of a pass for a steal. Here comes the break the other way. Makes his man miss on a dive attempt, so Salisbury's going to continue to take it to shot and a score on the far side, Jude Brown. No, he doesn't. Boy, that one hit the side of the net again. I've been fooled on 2 straight plays. My apologies, everyone, but now a turnover, and Brown picks the ball back up right in front of the net. This time, no, we have a crease violation right in front of the net. Salisbury's Isaac Thrasher found himself on the doorstep, but took 1 step too many. Referee's right there to wave it off. Golden opportunity for the Seagulls, who get 2 opportunities. The first one I thought went in, but the referee, it did go off the side of the net. That's my mistake. The second mistake made by the Seagulls is Thrasher puts a foot right into the crease with the referee right there. So back and forth action. I've missed 2 plays. Sorry about that, folks. Doing the best we can here, but hey, that's on me. No player is perfect on a Saturday afternoon. As we resume action with 13-14 going in the 4th quarter. Jake Russ with the ball for Lynchburg. The ball cycles back up top to Dylan Wolf. Wolf picks up a double team. He'll go over the right-hand side, Mitchell, and back of the net, back to Rust. Now to the left-hand side, sidewinding shot goes wide. It'll remain Lynchburg ball, and we do get a 60-second shot clock reset on that one. Now whistle stops play, and apparently there was no contact, so the clock will get reset back down to closer to 30 seconds, which I believe is what it was. There we go. 12:53 to go here in quarter number 4. Hornets will have the ball again, 30 seconds on the shot clock. And now we're back underway. Hastings with the ball in back of the net. Holding. This time shot goes high, but Lynchburg right there to keep it going of Rust of 20 to go. Hastings up top to Mitchell. Mitchell fires. That one tipped away. Nicholas Ransom's back in net for the Seagulls. However, the shot doesn't technically get on net, so Lynchburg's only got 10 to go. Mitchell up top, going to have to hurry. Mitchell rolling, now feeds it far side. Slipping down on the turf, a 4-3, going to have to get it off. 2-1, tough angle for Hastings, bounces it, but gets it on net. Give Riley Hastings credit. He may not have scored, but with 1 second left, he had to throw something up there. Got a quality shot in the bounce. Really had to make Ransom work for it and gets the new 60 seconds. So Lynchburg gets the ball back with Wolf up top. Wolf drawing a lot of attention out there so far. Tight pressure, draws the second man, Hastings to Russ. Russ with a tough angle and score. Jake Rust. Tough angle from the near side as you take a look here. And then Rust. Well, this is on the other side with a nice save by Tyler Hadley, but Rust took 1 step, fired the near side shot there, and Ransom looked like he was held for ransom there as Russ was able to ring that one, finding Twine to make it a 3-goal advantage at 13-10. Face-off violation, however. It's going to go and be Lynchburg Hornets ball. First face-off violation on the day from Salisbury, and that's a big one. So now it's the Hornets sideline that's chirping a little bit and feeling good, up 3 goals and with possession. Hastings with the ball. He helped keep it alive last time, setting up that nice Rust goal with that shot clock resetting shot with 1 second left. Wolf up top. Now he'll kick it over to the far hand side to Schmidt. Schmidt has a little room to work, so he's holding it, cuts inside, now drops it back of the net again. Now over to Rust. Rust looking for a quick pass up top. Wolf had his shot blocked. Like Wolf knocked down to the ground in the process. It'll remain Lynchburg ball. Wolf took some hard contact there up high. Some of the coaching staff was looking for a flag on that one. Only been 1 flag on the day. Second period infraction by the Hornets that they were able to kill off. Riley Mitchell instead will take the ball, spinning back. Good forecheck put on by the Seagulls. Now Wolf drawing a double team again. Rust goes low to high. That time Ransom was able to track that ball, get it right into the heart of the stick there to make the save. Ransom had a rough second quarter, has bounced back nicely here in his second opportunity back in the game. And Salisbury now takes possession, trailing by 3 with 10.5 to go. Bryce Bromwell with the ball for Salisbury as they finish their substitutions. Bromwell thinks about a run down low. Instead, he'll kick it over to Dowd, far side to Nestor. Nestor with 2. He'll spin around. Another spin, finding some room low. Instead, he'll kick it over to Jude Brown, who's sitting in back of the net. Brown looking for an alley here. Can't find one, still holding it with 35 on the shot clock. Brown slips to the ground, able to get back up. Finds Ferrara up close and score. Excuse me, Isaac Thrasher. 18 on the goal that time. Thrasher was able to, this time, keep his feet out of the crease, turn and fire. That's exactly the type of shot you do not want to give up to a Salisbury attacker, up close in front of the crease like that. And if you're Salisbury, that's a step in the right direction. 9:49 remaining with the shots knotted. 35-35 right now. Face-off one cleanly this time by Salisbury. Cam McPartland won that one cleanly. Haven't had too many clean face-off wins. One or the other's been a lot of battling, but that time McPartland had a slightly better reaction time over Kraus, and Salisbury who will look to make it a 1-goal game. Bromwell near side, looks for a screen, instead he'll dump it off to Brown. Brown rolls now, up top, score. Bromwell on the doorstep that time. And with 9:10 to go, Salisbury has cut it to a 1-goal deficit for the first time since the first quarter. Take a look here. Lynchburg allows Bromwell to sneak in, I should say. My use of puns, about as good as the Lynchburg defense that time, as they allow Bromwell to sneak in on the back doorstep there, and he's able to deposit that one in. So 13-12 of 9:10 remaining. However, big face-off win this time by Lynchburg. Clean the other way, and Kraus looks at taking it himself, but gets back-checked on the play, and now we've got a whistle as Steve Kudelka calls one of his timeouts before that check is able to take place. 9:01 remaining here in quarter number 4. We'll take a quick timeout ourselves. 13-12 with Lynchburg Hornets hanging on to a 1-goal lead. Back after this on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
If you like being close with your professors, if you like being in small classes that help with one-on-one, if you like being in positive communities that help you train your weak points and strengthen your strong points, then the University of Lynchburg is a great place to go. You can never go wrong with the amount of help that they offer, the amount of self-sacrifice that other people will put in for you. It has a beautiful campus, it has dedicated teachers, it has nice students, it has fun activities, and it has plenty of things to do.
(9:01) remaining here in the fourth and final period. Lynchburg clinging to a 13-12 lead, but Salisbury looking a little more like the Salisbury team we've gotten used to seeing so far here through the first 3 or 4 games of the season, with a couple of easy opportunities on the doorstep. The offense finally able to get that penetration that Lynchburg had largely defended against for the first 3 quarters. Shots on goal, 36-35 in favor of the Seagulls. Hornets with the ball. Riley Mitchell in back of the net. He'll kick it over far side to Finn Schmidt. Schmidt one-on-one with a little room to run here. He'll get into the middle here. That one, however, just goes wide. Will remain Hornets ball. They gave Schmidt room to run. He took advantage of it. Tried to go near side, just put a little wide into the far screening. 25 to go on the shot clock. Cycling the ball around. Now over to Riley Hastings. Hastings to Rust. Up top to Mitchell. Out to Dylan Wolf. Wolf meets pressure. Mitchell with the cannon, but again, Nicholas Ransom. Dead center takes that one off the chest, and big stop. Salisbury crowd showing their love for him, as that was a big-time save when they needed it. So the Seagulls with an opportunity to tie this thing up. Lynchburg's led majority of the game. .7:30 remaining. One-timer opportunity goes off the post. Salisbury had a wide open chance that time. Thrasher was on the doorstep for the one-timer, but timing a little off with his stick, and instead he rings it off the near side post. Lynchburg breathing a sigh of relief, and Salisbury created another golden opportunity up close. So now the Hornets will set up their offense. Rust in back of the net, going up top to Riley Mitchell to Wolf. Wolf had a lane for a moment, it closed up, so Mitchell will take the ball back to Hastings. Pass to Mitchell up top, tipped away. Salisbury has it momentarily, and now they do. Give credit to the Seagulls defense, particularly some of their long sticks who have been able to break up some big-time Lynchburg passes. Well, it looks like they're on the doorstep to a scoring opportunity. Those couple of turnovers have really hurt the Hornets here in the second half and given Salisbury new life. 6:20 remaining in a 1-goal game. Bromwell near side has room to run. Looks to center the pass. He does to Dowd. Now far hand side to Nestor. Nestor swings inside, spins again. Room to run. Knee saved that time by Hadley, but Salisbury's able to regain possession again. Fresh shot clock for the Seagulls. Now room to run, shot and a score. Isaac Thrasher ties the game up 13-13. Just rolled off the back here and had a little bit of space, and that's really all they needed. Take another look, because Thrasher has been doing some great work here in the second half. Made his defender miss in back of the net, and before he had a chance to recover, Thrasher is in front of the crease with an open net to shoot at. And when you're a goaltender, there's not much Tyler Hadley can do about that one-on-one like that. So a 13-13 game, 5:50 to go in regulation. Lynchburg wins the faceoff. Kraus, though, running into a little bit of a problem. He'll kick it back to Hadley in goal. So those turnovers really playing a big part here in the second half, as Salisbury has been able to create some opportunities and take some away from the Hornets as well. "12 Lynchburg turnovers so far on the day. Initially had a bigger advantage on ground balls, but that's pretty much evened up as well, 38-34 in favor of the Hornets. 40 on the shot clock for Lynchburg, 5:10 remaining in this game. Far hand side to Finn Schmidt. Schmidt up top to Wolf, who's been quiet as of late, to Mitchell. They circle the ball counterclockwise around the net. Now back the other way to Wolf. He's got the shot far hand side, but a flag is thrown. This call will go against Salisbury as Dylan Wolf's helmet goes flying. So with 4:49 remaining, we're going to get the first man-up situation for the Lynchburg Hornets. So the call coming in and a man going down for Salisbury due to contact with the head. So the 1 minute cross check to Simba Makawa for Salisbury. It's a 1 minute foul, so Lynchburg with a golden opportunity to retake the lead here. Let's see what they do with it. Salisbury's 0 for 1 on the man up. Lynchburg their first opportunity of this game, and it's a big one. Quick passing all the way around. Wolf now far side to Rust. Down low, Lynchburg now rotates the ball the other way to Wolf. He shoots and he scores! Goal number 6 for Dylan Wolf. It's a man-up goal, and it's a big one, putting the Hornets back on top 14-13. And box lacrosse, you call your 6th goal the sock trick. I think fans with a little bit of the breeze they got today, they're going to keep those socks on, but respect nonetheless here. Picture-perfect man-up play as well as Lynchburg rotated the ball around, then quickly kicked it back up top to Wolf, who had probably the most room he's seen since goal number 1 of the day. 37th shot for the Hornets, leads to their 14th goal, 4:29 remaining in regulation. And Lynchburg actually still in a man-up situation. There were actually 2 penalties on the play, both to Makawa. So for about another 28 seconds, the Hornets find themselves a man-up. See if Lynchburg takes advantage. Wolf with the ball, rotating it around. Wolf's got Rust to his left, hits him. 10 seconds to go in the man-up. To Wolf again as the release counts down and he scores. On a cooler spring day, Dylan Wolf has been white hot, plating goal number 7, 15-13, 3:54 remaining in regulation. Two big goals when it looked like Salisbury had also sealed momentum back in their direction, but Lynchburg taking advantage of the man-up situations, getting 2 goals in about a 30 to 40 second time frame there to put themselves back up 2. Crucial face-off here. Kraus is able to fight through the face-off circle and win another big face-off. We'll have to look at his final numbers, but he's had a tremendous day inside the circle. And now Lynchburg and Riley Hastings had to avoid about 3 defenders spinning through traffic like a pinball, but he's able to do it. .322 remaining in regulation. Lynchburg has retaken the lead at 15-13, getting 2 goals in a man-up situation. Riley Mitchell helping to cycle the ball around from up top. Now it's down low to Jake Rust. Rust has Hastings breaking in front of him. Instead, he'll cycle it around through Carter Bez. Far hand side shot. This one deflected away. Ransom's able to get it in his stick. A little bit of traffic there for the Hornets to shoot through, but Ransom was in position. That way he was able to get it. Rust comes off a little bit banged up, holding his leg there. Not sure if maybe he took the shot off his leg or he had some sort of contact behind the play. Trainers looking at him over on the sidelines. Seagulls, however, now have the ball and work to do. 2:35 to go, down 2 goals. Bryce Bromwell looking for room to run, spins inside, now swims back to the outside. Can't break his man. This time the ball cycled through over to Nestor on the far side. Running towards the net, said he'll go on back of it. Nestor now in back of that tries a little wraparound shot. This one goes wide. Hadley got a piece of it, however, so you get a fresh shot clock. However, down 2 goals with approaching 2 minutes to go. The shot clock less of a factor than the actual game clock. This time the ball rolling. It'll finally roll out. Salisbury will take possession again, and again getting a fresh 60 seconds on it. 2:03 left to go, down 2. And here's a shot and a score quickly off the reset. Cross Ferrara turns and launches the howitzer to pull it to a 1-goal deficit. I believe that's the second of the day for Ferrara as he turns and fires here with the overhand shot. With 1:58 to go, the faceoff's now becoming more important than ever. That is indeed the second goal of the day for Cross Ferrara. Both Isaac Thrasher and Jude Brown for Salisbury have hat tricks on the day. So here's the faceoff, and again won by Kraus. Boy, he has had a tremendous day inside the circle. Now Lynchburg near their own sideline. Ball, however, checked away. In fact, the whole stick taken out of his hand. Salisbury takes over. That's a big-time play. Checking the ball loose and forcing the turnover. 1:40 to go. We'll see if Salisbury calls a timeout here, and they do. They want to talk this thing over with 1:38 remaining in regulation. 15-14, the Hornets holding on to a 1-goal advantage. We'll take a brief timeout and come back with the conclusion to this one. 15-14 Hornets on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. .138 remaining in regulation. Salisbury down 1, but with the ball. Basically the game on this possession for the Seagulls. Bromwell to Boyd to Nestor, far side running in. Looking for a cutter, can't find it, but now great stick check behind the play. Lynchburg knocks it loose, but Dowd able to pick it back up, and now a whistle as Salisbury's Jim Berkman, I should say, my apologies. Wisely calls timeout here with 1:20 remaining as you take a look again at that great stick work from behind the net for Lynchburg, and Henry Marinden, the 6'2 senior from Maryland, doing damage to the team from Maryland there, but Seagulls were able to quickly pick it back up. They'll keep the ball here. 1:20 to go in regulation, still 49 seconds you see on the shot clock, so Salisbury's got a little time here to set things up after Steve Kadelka's squad, again, preventing that interior play from the Seagulls on one more time today will be crucial. Dylan Wolf with 7 goals on the day for Lynchburg, moves him into a tie for 5th all-time for most goals scored in a single game. So Dylan Wolf having himself a career game here for the Hornets. Meanwhile, inside the face-off circle, been a memorable day also for the junior Michael Kraus inside the face-off circle, has been able to create a lot of opportunities for the Lynchburg offense. But it's a Salisbury offense who's got perhaps their final opportunity of the game here. 80 seconds to go. Down one. Shots on goal do favor the Seagulls, 42-39. No timeouts remaining for Salisbury. One for the Hornets as we resume play. Ferrara will kick it back over to Dowd. Dowd, tight defense, over to Ferrara, bounce pass to him. He's got a little room to run. Now gets inside, bounce shot, however, goes wide. It'll remain Salisbury ball with 27 to go on the shot clock. 57.1 remaining in regulation. Jude Brown takes it in. He's got Nestor with the screen in front of him. 20 on the shot clock. Rolling now, cuts back inside with room to run. Here's a little pass that goes wide. Looking for Dowd, cutting inside. Here's a shot and a score. Isaac Thrasher, right place, right time. Not much of a gap there, but he's able to slip inside it with 38.1 remaining. We've got a tie ball game at 15-all. Lynchburg took away the first and second options. That little pass went wide, but it was the quick play as it goes off Dowd's stick and right to Thrasher that time as he's able to pick it up and deposit it into the net. I think Hadley was tracking Dowd the whole way. Now with 38 seconds, if Lynchburg can win this faceoff, we'll see what happens, but no, it's the ball's still loose and it's going to be Salisbury ball. However, they've got no timeout, so play's going to have to roll from here. Seagulls with an opportunity to win with 25 seconds. Ferrara with the ball at the logo. Now under 20. Rosters are set with Nestor. Nestor of one-on-one coverage. Now looking for a defender with 10. Bromwell rolls, shot, saved by Hadley with 5. He'll just clear the ball, kicking it all the way downfield. We're going to go to overtime. 4 periods of play, not enough to decide it. We go to extras, tied 15-15. The dramatic conclusion and extra time when we come back on the Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network.
I was looking for a school that could provide me with the athletics, academics to pursue my career, a wind symphony to pursue my passion for music, and really have a nice general atmosphere. The professors here are really unique, their background and their passion for teaching. It's really a place where you can explore. Lynchburg gives you the opportunity to fail, but also get back up in that period of time and learn from your mistakes. I can make these mistakes within the school environment, but also with the support of other friends, and be ready for the real world when you graduate.
Welcome back to overtime at Schellenberger Field. It's been an exciting game. Dylan Wolf tied now for 5th all-time in Lynchburg history for single-game goals. He's got 7 on the day. That one looked to put Lynchburg away, but with 38 seconds remaining, Isaac Thrasher picks this one up off the stick of Dowd and then puts it in the back of the net. He's got 4 for the Seagulls. So here we go. Crucial face-off. This one will be taken. Well, still rolling loose. Kraus fighting for it for Lynchburg. Now we've got a whole gaggle of people. Who comes away with it? It's going to be, looks like Lynchburg. No, ball back loose. Kicked towards the defensive side of the ball before Salisbury finally picks it up. That ball fought for a good 15 seconds. You're getting your money's worth this afternoon. Glad you're along for the ride on Lynchburg Hornets Sports Network. Dave Walls, sports director from ABC 13, filling in for you this afternoon. Whistle stops play. Jim Berkman will use a timeout here in the extra frame. So 3:30 remaining on the clock in this extra frame, tied up 15-15. Shots a goal have swung in favor of the Seagulls, 46-39. Salisbury's goaltending problems, meanwhile, have kind of shored up a little bit in the second half of this game as Nicholas Ransom was able to get a couple nice stops there. He's got 5 on the day for the Seagulls. ZJ Shaheen has 10. Isaac Thrasher, as we mentioned, has been the story for the Seagulls, leading them back with 4 goals. Jude Brown's been solid, 3 and 3 for him. And as we mentioned for Lynchburg, Dylan Wolf, 7 goals on the day. Really spread out nicely. Besides that, Riley Mitchell, Jake Rust, Riley Hastings, and Carter Bez, each with 2 goals apiece. While Tyler Hadley has saved 21 balls so far on 46 shots. It's now been reset to 46-40, the shots on goal. Still favoring the Seagulls, but Hadley has done what he can. Salisbury's been able to reestablish some interior presence there, creating some bad situations for him, but he's come up big when the Hornets have needed it throughout much of this game. We resume action. Nestor far side with the ball to Bromwell. Tied up 15-15. Seagulls tying with under 40 seconds left to go in regulation. Big contact up top. Nestor is able to regain possession of the ball. Rolling, slips to the turf, but able to keep it again in his stick. Now kicking it over to Ferrara near side. Ferrara with 2 on the day. Rolling left to right, thinks about the shot, pulls it back now. Now a nice spin move there. The man comes up here. Over to Dowd. Dowd gets a screen. 2 defenders collide. Here's a shot. Save made. Blocked away. Ball still loose on the turf. Rebound shot and a score. Jude Brown connects on his 4th of the game, and it's the game winner. The Salisbury Seagulls survive by a final score of 16-15. Salisbury was able to get Lynchburg into a bad screen. 2 defenders collided, and even though the initial shot was blocked, Seagulls are able to pick the ball back up. As you take a look here, they're able to pick the ball back up. Brown just turns and fires and catches everyone off guard. He was a real boost of energy to the Seagulls offense when they were flat in the first half. But the Salisbury crowd breathing a sigh of relief. The Lynchburg Hornets knowing they let one slip away here, but a tremendous effort by both squads. Brown with 4 goals on the day, along with Isaac Thrasher, who also had 4 goals. His 4th tied it up, and Brown's is the game winner. So for Dylan Wolf, 7 goals for the Lynchburg attacker. Not enough on the day. Final shots on goal, 47-40 on the day in favor of the Seagulls. And a tight matchup. So this is what you would expect out of 2 of the best. There's Thrasher with some of his action on the far outside there. Excuse me, that was Nestor on that far outside shot there. But again, Dylan Wolf with a monster day for the Lynchburg Hornets. Great work inside the face-off circle by Michael Kraus, who helped create a lot of offensive opportunities for the Lynchburg Hornets there on the fast break, able to create the opportunity. But in the end, it is Jude Brown who helps lead the Salisbury Seagulls to a 16-15 win. They move to 4-1 on the season. Lynchburg will drop to 3-1. All right, next up for Lynchburg, they will move on from here with a matchup next Friday night, March 10th, 7 p.m. here at Schellenberger Field. They will face Stevenson. Salisbury, meanwhile, they will return home, I believe. No, yes, they will return home next Saturday afternoon, taking on York. That is a 1 o'clock start time. It remains for me to thank John Waters here at the University of Lynchburg, as well as the tremendous staff here at LHSN for allowing me to fill in today. I'll actually be back with you for another contest in early April. But until that time, my name is Dave Walls from ABC 13, reminding you the Salisbury Hornets win a close one, 16-15 in overtime over Lynchburg from Schellenberger Field. Good afternoon, everybody.